Holy shnikes, Batman. Cheats are down. That's right, you heard me. The barely functional, but ever improving Call of Duty anti-cheat Ricochet, or at least the manual team behind it, have struck again. And this time, they've dealt a very serious blow to cheaters and cheat providers. Because Ricochet done detected multiple cheats and not some random resellers. This time, they went off. They detected providers such as, but not limited to, the most easily accessible and cheapest of all of them, Engine, as well as the oldest Call of Duty cheat provider, Artificial Aiming, as well as Syndicate Cheats, another large cheat provider, AC Diamond Cheats, which also has a large market share, and the #1 cheats used by those on the ranked leaderboards, Inferno Cheats, which you'll start to see because of being one of the most commonly used by rank grinders. People start to drop off the top 250 leaderboards. You know, the ones that got to cheat to get their name up there. And the crazy part is the final shoe has yet to drop. There are several providers that weren't detected, namely that of Phantom Overlay. It is a little disheartening that they weren't able to capture everybody, but I can confidently tell you guys right now, if you decide to play Call of Duty, you have the highest chance of not running into a cheater than you've had in years. I can confidently say over 50% of the cheating community has been affected by these detections. Does that mean they're not going to cheat? No, of course not. They've got a flawed mentality. They're gonna go get another cheat and continue to do so, which is in fact why a lot of Phantom Overlay users get popped, because Phantom Overlay in the name of security shut down and they decided we can't live without our cheats, and they went out and got day keys from other cheat providers that in turn got them detected. Congratulations, shitbags. Enjoy your ban. But listen, guys, credit where credit is due. And the absolute massive impact that Ricochet, or like I said, the manual team behind it, has had in the last week on competitive integrity within their game, I just got to give them a golf clap for that.
Golf clap? Golf clap.
I know I talk a lot of shit about them. I'm sorry, it's who I am. I'm a bit of an asshole. I don't like sugarcoating stuff, but also, like I said, they're doing a good job. And I've got my fingers crossed that they continue to do a good job, because you're still gonna see cheaters in the game. Like I said, when cheating is to the point that it is right now, removing 50% is gonna be a noticeable difference, but you're still gonna see them. There's still hundreds of thousands of people out there cheating. But to be honest with you guys, I am slightly apprehensive when it comes to giving them the good old GGs and pat on the back over there at Ricochet, because at the end of the day, I think one of the influxes in the rage cheater that we recently saw was simply just to ease access to accounts. Because with a brand new Outlook email account, you could spend $1 and get a brand new Call of Duty account. And I still haven't heard from the people that let me know that they weren't getting banned that they have been banned yet. I've heard quite the contrary. As well as I've heard from Activision and, well, let's be honest, their shills, their Dexertos and Charlie Intels, say that they fixed the problem, that Ricochet is functioning properly, and that they've changed the icons on Xbox Game Pass users on PC, which, by the way, I haven't seen yet. Let me know down in the comments if you've actually seen a new icon that would represent Xbox Game Pass on PC within your games. And I gotta be honest with you, like, listen, this couldn't have come at a better time. People like myself and many other smaller creators, we're losing steam and motivation, drive, and energy, and everything in between when it comes to just picking up this game, streaming it, making content around it, because we know that with the issues the way they are, with cheating the way it is, with the lobby issues the way it is, with the clear manipulation of our gameplay from Activision themselves, it's not as fun. It's like more like work and less like the career that I signed up for. If I didn't want to be happy to wake up in the morning and do the job that I do, I'd go get a fucking roofing job or something like that. Lord knows it'd pay more. But then again, maybe I had to put my pronouns in my bio and go suck up to Shanice and be like, I'm gonna flip with my connection, like, this game's awesome, but everybody that says it's not, yeah, so maybe then I'd be making the big bucks. But unfortunately, I have this disease called keeping it real, for better or worse. But you gotta ask yourself, guys, like, seriously, if they were able to accomplish all of this in the short amount of time that they were able to accomplish it, what's taking them so long? Like I said, guys, when stuff like this happens, I become very conflicted, because I'm excited that they're actually doing something. But then again, on the other side of the coin, I know the propensity to lie to us, their customers, by telling us things like ping is king when that's verifiably untrue should you play more than a handful of games of COD. You know, just like when they recently lied and said they turned SBMM down by 50%, and they found that SBMM is good for player retention.
You serious?
Again, which players are we talking about here? But the lie I feel is the way they went about this test, and then I say test lightly because all good tests have controlled environments. Because let's face it, Call of Duty is the most unpredictable and uncontrollable environment, just with the sheer amount of people using VPNs and two-boxing to skirt SBMM and all the other negatives presented by being fairly decent at the game, and also the insane amount of people cheating. And I'm going to take a bit of exception to what they said, because usually they explain what the values on the chart and the graphics they release to the public represent, and Call of Duty didn't do that. They basically passed out a flyer to all their shills on social media, you know, the ones, the Charlie Intels, the Dick Zerdos, the Jake Suckies, etc. And they basically told them to point and say, see, when bad players play good players, they quit the game. But if that was the goal, the main focus, you know, to keep people playing the game, I'd venture to guess they'd have done something drastic like this, you know, like they've recently done about the cheating epidemic. Let's see, seasons ago, maybe? And I'll be honest, I don't know about you guys, but for me, if there's one thing that demoralizes me to the point of wanting to hop off the game, it's getting hacked on by other players. And I gotta be honest and blunt here for the smooth brains that still believe COD holds competitive integrity to any standard that would be acceptable by us players. You know, the same types that think their government has their best interests in heart when drawing up policy. The reason I take exception, they didn't explain what the fuck these values meant at all. Like, one of these skill buckets, what denotes a 1 skill from a 10? Is 10 a Shadowban realm? It has to be, right? Is 1 a J-Rock lobby? What about the skill differential? How does that have any meaning to us at all if we don't have a clue what's being represented in these skill buckets? I mean, like, I have a 2+ KD. Does that put me closer to a 10 or closer to a 5? I have no clue. Hell, for all I know, that could place me at a 4, with 10 being reserved for the realm much more worse than the typical Shadowban lobby. Once again, much like the certain entities, the ones that most likely control militias, the longer we let them outwardly and effortlessly lie to us, the more often they're going to do it to get their desired results. And obviously, the desired result for these people, well, it's always the same. It's our hard-earned money. And before I hear everybody in the comments saying, "How, but you're a content creator, what do you know about hard-earned money and hard work?" Well, you mean besides the fact that I wrote last video's script on my phone while laying in a hospital bed waiting on my 103 temperature to break? Or maybe besides the fact that I became a content creator after I roof sided, did concrete, installed windows, laid flooring, baled hay, detasseled corn, and oh yeah, played a little bit of sport. Imagine having your body break down at 38. Yeah, I can imagine. It's almost like they made up that graph and figured out what it meant after the fact. Well, listen, I'm sorry. It's your track record coming into play here, guys, that's causing me to go towards the negative light. I wanted this to be a positive video now, so let's keep our fingers crossed but not hold our breath that this is a continuing trend to restoring the balance of competitive integrity within the Call of Duty franchise. Because listen, guys, I talk a lot of shit. I'll admit that. I'll be the first one to admit that I talk probably entirely too much shit, namely about this franchise, the people that make. I'm also a big believer in giving credit where credit is due. Team Ricochet, well, they've earned a good glazing. Is that what the kids call it, glazing, or did I just agree to suck a dev's dick? I'll be honest with you, if they could promise me they could eliminate 100% of the cheaters, it may not be off the table. But seriously, guys, you guys want to play some Call of Duty with your absolute lowest possible chance of running into a cheater? Right now is the time to do that. Now, I can't say tomorrow these guys won't have all found new providers, ones that have remained undetected and started new accounts, or even worse, stolen aged accounts, which is what a lot of them do to bypass any kind of early disconnects with the new accounts, especially for those that are soft cheating and not rage hacking. You know, the ones that think that if they convince all their friends that they're not cheating, they're just really good, that their dad's going to magically reappear with the ciggies and milk that he left 15 years ago for and never came back for. In my opinion, those are the ones you got to worry about. Rage hackers were like, okay, well, I got killed by a cheater, put on a show. It's actually sometimes a welcome break from my live stream, so I can run downstairs and grab a snack and a drink, and you guys will still be entertained without any input from me. And just when I was about to give up on Call of Duty and take a nice long break, maybe do a South Park Fractured But Whole playthrough or something like that, looks like I'm gonna have to get online and, play some 50% cheat-free Call of Duty. Or maybe it's been almost 24 hours since the BANWAVE got pushed out and everybody's already back to cheating and the 50% number is blown out of proportion. To which case I say, there's another way that you could avoid cheaters for the most part, regardless of what's going on with the anti-cheat. That's when you go to sweatvpn.com or use the links in the description, use code HAPA, that's HAPA, at checkout, and get yourself 10% off the only fully functional VPN designed to alleviate the burdens of skill-based matchmaking within Call of Duty and Call of Duty Warzone. Then you don't play many cheaters. Granted, you don't play many people with thumbs, but trust me, speaking from experience, it's a lot more fun. Because I feel like right now, if you decide to play COD, right now is gonna be the best time you have on COD within a probably 3 to 4 year time span. Like, since the pandemic, this is the best time, I promise you. But I'm gonna keep it 100% with you guys. I haven't fully bought in yet. Now, I'm still on Team Haterade, but I'll tell you one thing, and only one thing, that is going to cause me to switch from Team Hater to Team Ricochet Glazer. You know what that is? When they start acknowledging shit like this.
Sick, bro. How's my game so bright? NVIDIA settings.
And another thing that I promise you guys, if you keep supporting me in this channel the way you've been doing recently, I promise to work as hard as I possibly can on getting the most factual, up-to-date news out to you guys as soon as it breaks. And all I ask of you guys in return is if you enjoyed the video, you learned something new, do me a huge favor. Like the video for me. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to see more content like this, or just to be notified when I go live or post new content, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bells enabled, and YouTube will never let you miss any future videos like the one we got planned explaining in great detail just how easily cheaters are and have been getting their accounts unbanned after they've been permanently banned for cheating. You're not going to want to miss that video. Just like you definitely don't want to forget about the famous quote from author and confirmed Twitter Karen Stephen King, who once said, "The trust of the innocent is the liar's most useful tool." Catch you guys on the next one. Mahalo. Get fucking shit on! Get the fuck out of my lobby, you shitbag motherfucker! Get a fucking refund!
My glad you did slightly.
Woo! Let's go, boys!